Hello, I'm Alexis Brink, and I'm a member of the Social Action Committee for the USATAA. And I'm here today with Dr. Vann Joines, TSTA, and Director of the Southeast Institute. And welcome, Vann.
Thank you, Alexis.
In your own words, Vann, what is transactional analysis and why do you think it's effective?
Well, transactional analysis is both a theory of personality and human interaction and also a method to help people make changes. And it's really helpful in any context in which human beings are dealing with one another. So it's really useful daily in our interactions with other people. And so it can be applied to any area in which that's true: psychotherapy, counseling, educational consultation, organizational development, and so on.
And in your personal life?
Yes, in your own personal life in terms of making changes you want to make and growing. Yes.
So you have a workshop coming up for the USATAA on May 29th, and it's very exciting that you're going to be sharing. And you're going to talk about personality adaptations.
Yes.
What are they?
Personality adaptations are ways that we adapt in childhood, both to survive psychologically and also to meet the expectations of our caretakers and other authority figures in our life in order to be okay with them and have them see us as worthwhile, significant human beings.
And there are 6 of them?
Yes, there's 6 core adaptations.
A little teaser, because people will take the workshop and learn all about it, but like a little teaser what it's about.
There are 3 of these 6 core adaptations that are called surviving adaptations because they're developed in the first 18 months of life when we experience situations where it feels like we can't totally rely on our caretakers to take care of us. And it's how we then try to take care of ourselves, either by withdrawing or by trying to maneuver things to our advantage or attempting to control the situation so we're safe. And then there are 3 performing adaptations that are developed from about 18 months to about 6 years of life that, again, are an attempt to meet the expectations of our parents and other significant authority figures in terms of what they see as important to do to be an okay person, a fine, upstanding member of the community that they would be proud of and see as okay.
So we may recognize these in our lives.
Yes, right.
They're easy to see and notice also in a client then.
Yes.
They act this way.
Pardon?
Because the person may act this way.
Yes.
This is performing ones.
Yes, each of these adaptations has a particular way of approaching the world in terms of feeling, thinking, or behavior. So if you know where they put their primary energy, then you can very quickly establish rapport, make contact with them, establish rapport. And then each one has what's called a target area for growth and change. So that's where you want to, once you establish rapport with them, you want to work in that area to get the most effective growth and change. And then each one has a trap area where they tend to have the greatest defenses. It's where they got wounded in childhood. And so they are very protective of that area. And if you try to work in that area, you get nowhere.
So you will share with counselors and therapists how they can access this in their clients?
Yes, right.
Recognize it.
How to observe these and then how to use these doors to work effectively with clients that you're working with. A lot of times therapists think they have difficulty with a particular client and they think, well, the approach I'm using is really not the best for this client, when often it's not the approach itself, but it's how they're applying it, how they are approaching the client themselves, whether they are doing that through thinking or feeling or behavior that's really making the difference.
Very, very interesting. I'm certainly going to be at your workshop.
Great. Right.
Just one more last question. Is this a TA concept? And if yes, who introduced it?
Yes, it grew out of transactional analysis. It was these adaptations were originally observed by Paul Ware, who was a psychiatrist directing an inpatient treatment center for adolescents. And having been trained both as a psychoanalyst and a transactional analyst, he was really interested in how kids adapt in their early development. And he began to realize there are just so many possibilities for how they adapt. And Taby Kaler, who was a friend of his and also a teaching member in the International Transactional Analysis Association, was doing research on a doctoral degree, and he began to share with Paul what he was observing. He was doing research on personality styles too, and they realized they were seeing much of the same thing. So they shared a lot of notes, and that's really how all of this first came to be.
Wonderful. Well, very exciting. You're going to share this. And when therapists and counselors take your workshop, do you think they'll be able to use it right away in their practice?
Yes, I think once they learn about the adaptations and the doors, that it makes a tremendous difference. No matter what their approach is, I think they'll be more effective in terms of how they're actually able to work with people and get change.
Wonderful. So May 29th, it's a
Right.
Saturday, and we hope that everybody will join Vann, because this is really an opportunity to learn from one of TA greats.
Thank you.
I will be there, and thank you, Vann, for giving this introduction.
You're welcome. Look forward to having you in the workshop.
Okay.